Hey Filmy, what's up? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Hollywood VIP. So guys, in this amazing episode we are going to discuss Christina Aguilera's best-selling albums. Are you guys excited? So let's get started. So keep up with me till the end, comment right below this video, subscribe if you still haven't, and turn on the post notifications for more videos. Most recently she released Pa Mis Muchachas, the lead single from her upcoming Spanish language album, her first Latin music in 2 decades, and a clear departure from her previous release, Liberation, a pop, R&B, and hip-hop record with soul, reggaeton, trap, southern rock, and dancehall elements. Aguilera clearly thrives creatively with the ability to explore multiple genres. But does this always equate to commercial success for the 41-year-old singer? Let's find out which of her albums were her bestsellers. Number 7. Christina Aguilera's first greatest hits collection sold more than 1 million copies. Aguilera's released Keeps Getting Better, a decade of hits in 2008. Well before streaming introduced playlists and made greatest hits compilations essentially moot, the album has sold 614,000 copies in the US and 1,038,500 worldwide. Number 6. Christina Aguilera provided the soundtrack to Burlesque. In 2010, Aguilera made her feature film debut starring alongside Cher in Burlesque, a backstage musical set in Burlesque Club in Los Angeles. The accompanying soundtrack released just 5 months after Bionic, featuring 10 tracks, 8 performed by Aguilera and 2 by Cher. Aguilera was nominated for a Golden Globe for her performance of the track Bound to You, but was beaten by her co-star Cher's contribution, You Haven't Seen the Last of Me. The album has sold 1,049,000 copies worldwide.
Let me tell you now, I got a feeling, I feel so strange.
Number 5. Christina Aguilera's Christmas album went platinum. It's a kind of rite of passage for a pop star to release a Christmas album, and Christina Aguilera did so only a year after her debut album. My Kind of Christmas features a mix of Christmas standards and original recordings, and received mixed reviews from critics, but is a favorite by Ty Dolla $ign. The album had a slow initial release, selling 25,000 in its opening week in 2000, but would go on to be certified platinum for sales of over 1 million.
Everybody is home for Christmas. Everybody is home. Singing and kissing the mistletoe.
Number 4. Mi Reflejo was her first Spanish language album. 13 months after the release of her first studio album, Aguilera, who has Ecuadorian heritage on her father's side, released Mi Reflejo, her second studio album, recorded entirely in Spanish, consisting of a mix of original songs, covers, and Spanish re-recordings of songs from her debut. Mi Reflejo was a critical success that resulted in the singer receiving the Latin Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Album. It has sold over 2.2 million albums worldwide. Number 3. Back to Basics sold 5 million copies. Despite not selling the most copies, Aguilera's 5th studio album, Back to Basics, is her most successful commercially and critically, receiving positive reviews from critics and landing atop the charts in a dozen countries. Back to Basics was a double album inspired by Aguilera's idols of the 1920s and 1950s, and the fusion of old-school jazz and soul was a completely new sound for her. The star adopted an alter ego she named Baby Jane, who was inspired by classic Hollywood actresses. To promote the album, Back to Basics has sold over 5 million copies worldwide. Number 2. Strip sold 10 million copies. After the release of her first studio album, her first Spanish language album, and her first Christmas album, Aguilera was dissatisfied with the image of her that her management team was marketing, and sought to gain more creative control over her image and sound. The resulting product, Stripped, was so named for the singer being emotionally stripped down and bearing her heart and soul on the album, as expressed through the personality of ex-Tina that she molded her image to. The 20-track album heralded 5 singles and was nominated for 5 Grammy Awards, winning 1, receiving multiple gold and platinum certifications around the globe. Stripped has sold over 4.4 million copies in the US and over 10 million worldwide.
So don't you bring me down today.
Number 1. Christina Aguilera sold 14 million copies. Despite subsequently releasing 7 more studio albums, plus a soundtrack and greatest hits collection, Aguilera has not been able to replicate the success of her very first album. Christina Aguilera, the album debuted at number 1, produced 3 number 1 singles, and earned Aguilera the Grammy Award for Best New Artist. With over 9 million copies sold in the US and more than 14 million worldwide, Christina Aguilera remains one of the best-selling female albums of all time, earning a place on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 200 Definitive Albums list and sending Aguilera to number 58 on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 Greatest Singers. So guys, this is all about today's video. Share as much as you can. That really motivates us to create more content for you guys. With this, we end our video.